in Western Samoa, in Savai'i and Upolu, there a lot of people, the work that they do is just on their plantations. They're constantly working on their plantations, pretty much from sunup to sundown. And I mean, there's not a lot of, I mean, there is job opportunities out there, definitely in the city area in Upolu, where the temple's located. There's a bunch of job opportunities, different buildings, fast food restaurant places that people go to work at. And then there's also, you have your policemen, and I guess they have some sort of fire department out there, but it's not as developed as it is here. But there is policemen out there, but most of the people just work on their plantations that they have. And it's crazy to see that, because some of their plantations aren't even close to where they live. They're miles and miles away. And for transportation, a lot of people have bikes or they'll walk. There are buses throughout the islands that'll take you from one part to another part of the island. So there's different buses that you might have to use and travel to get from one island to another part of the island as well. And the buses are huge. They, I mean, they're not like your typical bus here. It's almost like they cut off the front of a diesel truck and then just built around it, which is, it's kind of crazy to see that they do that, and all of them look the same. And you know, people in Samoa are always so generous and willing to give of themselves. A lot of people have just small trucks, and you'll always see like maybe 10 to 15 people in the back of a truck, and one is always constantly hopping out to the destination that they have if someone's going in town. Because I know from the back part, when I served in Savai'i, the back part of the island all the way to town, to where like the wharf and market was, it was about a good, hour and a half drive. And it's a bumpy road. The roads aren't well paved like they are here in the States, and so it's a long drive going bump to bump, and especially if there's that many people. But they're always willing to help one another out, whether you're of the LDS faith or different faith, different village, different beliefs. It's crazy to see the amount of respect that the people of Samoa have for each other. And it's a little different throughout the islands as well. There's a lot of buses, and a lot of people own cars in Upolu, where the temple is and the city is, or the capital of Samoa, in Apia. And then Savai'i, there's just a couple buses that'll take you around the island, and not a lot of people have cars over there. So it's mostly manual transportation, like walking, or if you have a bike, or things like that. And I was lucky enough to experience the transportation and the lack of development in all three islands. And So I started off in Upolu for about, I think it was about 5 months. And then I spent the majority of my mission back in Savai'i, which was about 10 months. Came back to Upolu for a couple months, and then finished my mission in American Samoa. And in American Samoa, everything's pretty developed. Usually, at least some member of the family has a car over there. The houses are pretty similar to what they are here. A well-constructed family room, bedrooms, a bathroom. So they're pretty constructed over here. Unlike the other two islands, they mostly use just sheet metal and then just a couple posts. And on those back islands, you can always see into the houses. There's no windows. It's almost just like a sort of like a tree house sort of thing, where you can see who's inside. And it's crazy to see that, and you'll see everybody have their personal belongings, TVs or radios that they might have. And that's what I love about Samoa, is the respect that people have there, because the crime rate is so low out there. I mean, the police officers, if someone's speeding, to pull you down or pull you over, they'll just wave your hand down. They don't have their own police cars. Some do. But policemen will just be standing on the side and they'll wave you down. And the people there will definitely pull over for the police officer because of the amount of respect. And I think respect is one of the main features in the culture of Samoa. And in American Samoa, it's a little different. They don't. I mean, they still use the culture terms and things like that Upolu and Savat use, but it's more Americanized over there, in which a lot of people speak English over there. I mostly spoke English when I was in American Samoa, and the schools over there are definitely English. They play American sports, basketball, football, whereas in Western Samoa they play rugby and a thing called netball that's sort of like basketball but a little different than that. So it's I mean, they're definitely the same culture-wise, but there's different aspects to the different islands, which was pretty unique and awesome to see that.